All right, for all my tests today, I'm going to use my primary air gauge. This truck is a little different than most trucks. My primary air gauge is the white needle. My secondary air gauge is the blue needle. So the first test I'm going to do is my ABS and regen light. In order for this to be a good test, my ABS and regen light must come on and go off within 10 seconds. Turn the key on. My ABS and regen light are on. My ABS and regen light went out. This is a good test. My next test will be my governor cutout. In order for this to be a good test, my governor must cut out in between 120 and 140 psi. I'll start the truck. Make sure my brakes applied. Make sure I'm in neutral. In order to speed up the process, I'm going to use my fuel pedal, not to exceed 1200 RPM. All right, just heard my governor cut out. My governor cut out at 127 psi, which is in between 120 and 140 psi. It's a good test. My next test is going to be my leakage test. In order for this to be a good test, I cannot lose more than 4 psi in 1 minute for my combination vehicle. I'll be using my phone as a timer to time my test. So I'm going to turn my truck off, turn my key back to the on position, wait for my needle to settle. Now I'm going to release both my spring brakes. Wait for my needle to settle. Okay, my needle has settled. Now I'm going to push the service brake and hold it. My needle has settled. My minute starts now. Okay, my minute is up. I did not lose any or zero air pressure, which is no more than 4 psi in 1 minute for my combination vehicle. This is a good test. My next test will be my low air warning light and buzzer. In order for this to be a good test, my light and buzzer must come on no lower than 55 psi. I'll fan my brakes. My low air warning light and buzzer came on no lower than 55 psi, this is a good test. My next test will be my spring brake pop out. In order for that to be a good test, both my spring brakes must pop out no lower than 20 psi. I'll fan my brakes. And I'm just watching my spring brakes. My trailer brake popped out. I'll continue fanning until my parking brake pops out. My parking brake popped out no lower than 20 psi. This is a good test. My next test will be my tug test. In order for this to be a good test, both my parking brake and my trailer brake must hold my combination vehicle in place. Before I can perform that test, though, I have to rebuild my air pressure back to normal. So I'll start the truck. Make sure my brake's applied. I'm in neutral. To speed up the process, I'll use my fuel pedal, not to exceed 1200 RPM. Okay, I just heard my governor cut out. Now that I'm back to normal running pressure, the first brake on my test is my parking brake. So I'm going to release my trailer brake. Mr. Examiner, since this is an automatic truck, I'm going to have to use my service brake to put my truck in gear, so I will be losing some air pressure. I'm going to use my fuel pedal, give it a little tug. My parking brake held my combination vehicle in place. Now I'll test my trailer brake. I'm going to set my trailer brake, release my parking brake. Use the fuel pedal, give it a little tug. Both my parking brake and my trailer brake held my combination vehicle in place. This is a good test. Now I'm going to test my service brake. In order for this to be a good test, my service brake must stop my combination vehicle. Put my foot on the brake, release my trailer brake, check my surroundings, make sure it's safe to move my vehicle. It's safe to move my vehicle. Pull forward. My service brake, stop my combination vehicle. Steering wheel didn't pull left or right, indicating a brake adjustment problem. This is a good test. Set my brakes, put my truck back into neutral, foot off the brake. That concludes my air brake test. Lights, my marker light and my running light and low beam, my high beam, my left turn signal, my right turn signal, my four-way flashers. Mr. Examiner, will you assist me in the back? I will turn my lights off and wait till the examiner gets to the back of the truck. Okay, I will turn my lights on. My clearance lights and my running lights. My left turn signal. My right turn signal. My four-way flashers. And my brake light. Okay, Mr. Examiner, I am finished with my light check. Ready? All right, I'm gonna start my pre-trip. I'm gonna start out with my clearance lights on top. They're not cracked, broken, or damaged. It's security mounted, no missing hardware. They're amber in color because they face the front of the vehicle. The lenses are clean and clear of debris. Come to my wiper blade and my wiper blade arm. Not cracked, broken, or damaged, security mounted, no missing hardware. My wiper blade itself is not ripped or torn, and it makes full contact with my windshield. I'm gonna come out to my headlight covers. My headlight covers are not cracked, broken, or damaged, security mounted, no missing hardware, and they're clean and clear of debris. This light and this light, this light and this light represent my high beam and my low beam. This light right here, this light right here represent my left turn signal, right turn signal, four-way flashers, and my running lights. They are amber in color because they face the front of the vehicle. Now I'm gonna look underneath my truck, make sure there's no hanging hoses or wires, no puddles on the ground indicating a leak. My truck is sitting level. If it was leaning from side to side, it could be a flat tire, suspension problem, or a shifted load. Now I'm gonna open my hood. To open my hood, I'm going to use 3 points of contact. 1 foot on the ground, 1 on the bumper, 2 hands on the handle. Now I'm going to start out with all my hoses on this side of the truck. All my hoses. And my air lines. All my air lines, all my hoses. There's no abrasions, bulges, cuts, or leaks. They're securely mounted, no missing hardware. Now I'm going to go with all my wiring. Make sure I show my wiring harness, my headlight wires, and any other wires that I can touch. All my wires. There's no cut, frayed, or exposed wires. They're all properly routed, securely mounted, no missing hardware. Now there's 3 hoses that they wanted here separately, so I'm going to point those out right now. My coolant reservoir hose, my power steering hose, and my brake chamber hose. There's no abrasions, bulges, cuts, or leaks. Securely mounted, no missing hardware. Now I'm gonna go to my coolant reservoir. My coolant reservoir is not cracked, broken, or damaged. Securely mounted, no missing hardware. It's not leaking. It's filled to the proper level. Go to my coolant reservoir caps. 2 of them, they're not cracked, broken, or damaged, or leaking. They're in the lock position. Underneath the caps are seals. The seals are not excessively worn or torn or leaking. I'm gonna go to my engine oil cap. My engine oil cap is not cracked, broken, or damaged, securely mounted, no missing hardware. It's not leaking. Underneath it is a seal. The seal is not excessively worn or torn or leaking. I'm going to go to my oil dipstick. My oil dipstick is not cracked, broken, or damaged, securely mounted, no missing hardware. It's not leaking. To check my oil, I pull the dipstick out, wipe it clean, reinsert it, pull it back out, read the level, reinsert it. If I needed to add oil to my vehicle, I'd add it through the cap by the gallon. Now I'm going to do my steering. My steering shaft is not cracked, broken, or damaged, securely mounted, no missing hardware. It's securely mounted by two U-joints. I have one here and one here. They are not cracked, broken, or damaged, securely mounted, no missing hardware. My steering shaft has no less than 10 degrees of play. Now I'm going to go to my power steering reservoir. My power steering reservoir is not cracked, broken, or damaged, securely mounted, no missing hardware. It's not leaking. It's filled to the proper level. My power steering reservoir caps, they're not cracked, broken, or damaged, or leaking. Underneath is a rubber seal. It is not excessively worn or torn or leaking. Now I'm going to go to my steering box. My steering box is not cracked, broken, or damaged, securely mounted, no missing hardware. It is not leaking. I go to my pitman arm, my drag link, my upper control arm, and my lower control arm. They are not cracked, broken, or damaged. Forgot one part, my tie rod. They are not cracked, broken, or damaged, securely mounted, no missing hardware. They're securely mounted by 3 castle nuts and cotter pins. I have one here, one there, and one in the back. They are not cracked, broken, or damaged, securely mounted, no missing hardware. Now I'm going to go to my leaf springs. My leaf spring hanger is not cracked, broken, or damaged, securely mounted, no missing hardware. My leaf spring bushing, not excessively worn or torn, securely mounted, no missing hardware. My leaf springs themselves, not cracked, broken, or damaged, securely mounted, no missing hardware. None are missing, none are shifted. Securely mounted to the vehicle by 2 U-bolts, shim, 2 spacers, and 4 nuts. They are not cracked, broken, or damaged, securely mounted, no missing hardware. Now I'm going to go to my shock absorber and my shock absorber mounts. They are not cracked, broken, or damaged, securely mounted, no missing hardware. My shock absorber itself is not leaking. Now I'm going to go to my brake liner and my brake drum. My brake liner is not cracked, broken, or damaged, securely mounted, no missing hardware. No less than 1/4 inch at the thinnest point of material. Now I'm going to go to my brake drum. My brake drum is not cracked, broken, or damaged, securely mounted, no missing hardware. No discoloration indicating an overheating problem. Now I'm going to go to my rim. The inner and outer rim, not cracked, broken, or damaged. No illegal holes, no illegal welds. It's securely mounted by all my lug nuts. All my lug nuts are not cracked, broken, or damaged, securely mounted, no missing hardware. None are missing. If one of my lug nuts was loose, I see shiny metal or distorted threads. Now I'm going to go to my steering tires. These are important tires. The inner, outer, and the face of my tire. No abrasions, bulges, cuts, or leaks. Securely mounted to my rim. My tread depth on my steer tire is 4/32. I would check this with a tread depth gauge. All my other tires are 2/32. I would check that with a tread depth gauge also. These tires cannot be recapped, regrooved, or retreaded. They cannot be mismatched. It must be the same tire. If my tire was low and I needed to add air, I'd add air to the manufacturer specification through my valve stem. My valve stem is not cracked, broken, or damaged, securely mounted, no missing hardware. It's not leaking. This valve stem does not have a cap. To put air in there, I would use a tire pressure gauge. As I did this tire right here, I would check all my other tires the same. Step back for a minute. Did I forget anything? I believe I got it all. We're going to move on to the side of the truck. We'll start out with my marker light. My marker light is not cracked, broken, or damaged, securely mounted, no missing hardware. Amber in color because it faces the front of the vehicle. It represents my left turn signal, my right turn signal, my four-way flashers, and my running lights. The lens is clean and clear of debris. Then I'm gonna go to my mirror. My mirror, not cracked, broken, or damaged, securely mounted, no missing hardware, no illegal stickers on my mirror. Securely mounted to the truck by the arm. The arm is not cracked, broken, or damaged, securely mounted, no missing hardware. Now I'm gonna go to my battery box. My battery box is not cracked, broken, or damaged, securely mounted, no missing hardware. Inside are my batteries. My batteries are not cracked, broken, or damaged, or leaking. I also have wires in here that go to my battery. My wires are not cut, frayed, or exposed. They're properly routed, security mounted, no missing hardware. Security mounted to the post of my battery. My wires and battery posts have no corrosion. Now I'm gonna go to my def tank. My def tank is not cracked, broken, or damaged, securely mounted, no missing hardware. It's not leaking. My def tank, I would not drive the truck with no less than 1/8 of a tank of def. Go to my def cap, not cracked, broken, or leaking. Underneath is a rubber seal, not excessively worn or torn, or leaking. Now I'm gonna go to my fuel tank. My fuel tank, it's not cracked, broken, or damaged, securely mounted, no missing hardware. It's not leaking, no puddles. It's securely mounted by two straps. The two straps are not cracked, broken, or damaged, securely mounted, no missing hardware. They're not loose. If they were loose, my tank would slide back and forth. I'd see buff marks on my tank. My fuel cap. My fuel cap, it's not cracked, broken, damaged, or leaking. We don't have to do it, but I suggest you do it anyway. My rubber seal, not excessively worn or torn, or leaking. My safety chain is not cracked, broken, and is present. Now I'm gonna go to the frame of my truck. The frame of my truck, not cracked, broken, or damaged, no illegal holes, no illegal welds. On their paper it says frames, so now I'm gonna go to the frame of my trailer. The frame of my trailer, it's not cracked, broken, or damaged, securely mounted, no missing hardware. I'm gonna go to my DOT tape. DOT tape, not excessively worn or torn, makes full contact with my vehicle. As I inspect right here, I inspect all the way around my trailer. Back here I have shock absorbers and airbags. So my shock absorbers and mount, not cracked, broken, or damaged, securely mounted, no missing hardware. The shock absorbers themselves are not leaking. My airbag, there's no abrasions, bulges, cuts, or leaks, securely mounted, no missing hardware. Securely mounted by the hangers in the support. They're not cracked, broken, or damaged, securely mounted, no missing hardware. Now I'm gonna go to the cross member of my trailer. The cross members of my trailer, not cracked, broken, or damaged, securely mounted, no missing hardware. They have welds on them, so there's no illegal or missed welds. Now I'm gonna go to the floor of my trailer. The floor of my trailer is not cracked, broken, or damaged, securely mounted, no missing hardware. None of it's missing. As I inspected my cross member of my floor, I do it from the front of my trailer to the rear of my trailer. Now I'm gonna go to my landing gear. My landing gear itself, it's not cracked, broken, or damaged, securely mounted, no missing hardware. It's in the up position. Go to my landing gear shoe. Landing gear shoe is not cracked, broken, or damaged, securely mounted, no missing hardware. I'm gonna go to my supports and my cross members. My support and cross members are not cracked, broken, or damaged, securely mounted, no missing hardware. There's welds on there, so there's no illegal or missed welds. I'm gonna go to my landing gear crank handle. My landing gear crank handle, it's not cracked, broken, or damaged, securely mounted, no missing hardware. It's in the lock position. It's getting there. Oh, it's getting there. The clearance lights on the top of my trailer are not cracked, broken, or damaged, securely mounted, no missing hardware. Amber in color because they face the front of the vehicle. They're clean and clear of debris. Do it like that. That way you don't forget these. So my clearance light on that side, I have 5 on top, 1 on the other side. They're not cracked, broken, or damaged, securely mounted, no missing hardware. They're red in color because they face the rear of the vehicle, and they're clean and clear of debris. Now I'm gonna do my tail lights of my trailer. My tail lights, not cracked, broken, or damaged, securely mounted, no missing hardware. Red in color because they face the rear of the vehicle, represent my left turn signal, my right turn signal, my 4-way flashers, and my brake lights. I'm gonna go to my license plate light. My license plate light's not cracked, broken, or damaged, securely mounted, no missing hardware. It's clean of debris. As I inspected this side of the vehicle, I inspect the other side of the vehicle the same. Now I like to do my couplings. I'm going to start out with my airlines, my emergency line, my service line. There's no abrasions, bulges, cuts, or leaks. Securely mounted to my truck, securely mounted to my trailer. Securely mounted to my truck by the 3-way check valve. The three-way check valve. It's not cracked, broken, or damaged. Securely mounted, no missing hardware. It's not leaking. Securely mounted to my trailer by the glad hand and glad hand receiver. They're not cracked, broken, or damaged. Securely mounted, no missing hardware. They're not leaking. In between them are the rubber seals. Rubber seals are not excessively worn or torn or leaking. Now I'd like to go my electrical line. My electrical line, there's no cut, frayed, or exposed wire. It's properly routed to my truck and my trailer, and there's no black tape on my electrical line. Securely mounted to my truck by the pigtail and the receiver. Pigtail and receiver, it's not cracked, broken, or damaged. Securely mounted, no missing hardware. Securely mounted to my trailer by the pigtail and the junction box. Pigtail and junction box, not cracked, broken, or damaged, securely mounted, no missing hardware. In between my air lines and my electrical line, I have the proper distance to my vehicle so they're not rubbing on my vehicle. Now I'm gonna go to my air line to my air ram or actuator line. My air line to my air ram, there's no abrasions, bulges, cuts, or leaks. It's securely mounted, no missing hardware. It goes to my air ram. My air ram is not cracked, broken, or damaged, securely mounted, no missing hardware. It is not leaking. My air ram is in the lock position in my platform by the 2 pins. You cannot see it, they're on the inside of this platform. Why do I have those pieces? I have a sliding 5th wheel. Now I'm gonna go to the apron of my trailer. The apron of my trailer, it's not cracked, broken, or damaged. It's welded, so there's no illegal or missed welds. Now I'm gonna go to my skid plate. Skid plate is not cracked, broken, or damaged, securely mounted, no missing hardware. Securely mounted to my platform by the pin, nut, and bolt. They are not cracked, broken, or damaged, securely mounted, no missing hardware. In between my skid plate and my apron, there's no daylight, and it's properly greased. My skid plate is attached to my platform. My platform is not cracked, broken, or damaged, securely mounted, no missing hardware. It's also, there's welds, so there's no illegal or missed welds. My platform is securely mounted to my truck frame by all these bolts right here. They're called mounting bolts. They are not cracked, broken, or damaged, securely mounted, no missing hardware. I'm gonna go to my locking lever or my release lever. It's not cracked, broken, or damaged, securely mounted, no missing hardware. It's in the lock position. I'm gonna come back here and point up into my middle of my skid plate is my kingpin. My kingpin is not cracked, broken, or damaged. It's welded, so there's no illegal or missed welds. Behind it is my locking jaw. My locking jaw is not cracked, broken, or damaged, securely mounted, no missing hardware. It's in the lock position around the shank of my kingpin. In between my landing gear and my truck, I have the proper distance to do a 90-degree turn. That concludes my pre-trip with couplings.